What is going on YouTube? It has been a while. I got one game today. One game that's going to change everything. On the newest episode of Anyway, as I was saying, new episode today. I only got one game, but this one game makes this episode worth it, in my opinion. Because this game is a game I've been looking for like 4 years. And I finally achieved enough money to finally get it, even though there's actually a story I'm going to tell before I show it or open it up. It's kind of an interesting story, but anyway, a while back I was living with my friend and my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, in an apartment up in town, and we went to my local game store at that time. This was before their prices kind of skyrocketed. Pretty much everything skyrocketed. I don't really go to that store anymore. I kind of just do my buying on eBay now. It's kind of easier on me. But anyway, I went in there just randomly one time because this was when I got my I just got my refund money, income tax time. I got my refund money back, and I wanted to splurge on my my Genesis collection a little bit. And I walk in there, I'm scrolling through the Genesis games, and the one game I want is in there. And it was only $60. And I picked it up and looked at it, and I'm like, wow, this game was worth a lot more than $60. And my friend at the time, he was kind of a, I don't know, he was kind of a dick. I'm gonna admittedly say it. Yes, he was kind of a dick. He goes up and says, with that kind of money, you could have pretty much just used it towards rent or something else. And I don't know, I just kind of like lost interest in buying it, and because I either had the option to buy this game and a few more games, or buy like $100 worth, because I only wanted to spend like $100 in there. Buy that game and like a few games, or buy like $100 worth of games. And I went with the $100 worth of games instead. I think I got 20 games. That was back in one of my older pickup videos, the only video where it shows me in the apartment. That one. I regret that. I really, really regret that. Because pretty much the next time I went in there, it was gone. And the price on that game has skyrocketed to the point where it was almost impossible for me to get it. But I finally snagged the copy. I paid a little bit for it. Yes, I will admit I did pay a good amount for this game, but I think it's worth it. First thing noted, shout out where I bought this from. I bought this from McFly's 8-Bit Avenue. Yes. Go to that website. I think it's McFly's8bitavenue.com. I'll leave a link in the description if I'm wrong on that one. I'm sure Matt will correct me on that. Anyway, yeah, I bought this game off his store, and it's a game I've wanted for a while. I'll just say that, because you can't find this in my area. Sega Genesis games are becoming pretty much non-existent in like flea markets, yard sales, garage sales. It's all about the new stuff. It's all about, you know, like the 360, PS3, Xbox One, all that stuff, and Nintendo. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate Nintendo or anything. I love Nintendo. I'm just saying, the Genesis is the pinnacle of what I collect. This is what I mainly make my focus on. There was a point where I stopped, and yes, there was a few months where I did stop collecting. I'm getting back into it now. Excuse me. I am selling a bunch of stuff. From my collection. Excuse me. My own personal collection. I did sell off my N64 stuff, and I sold off my Super Nintendo stuff, and now I'm working on selling off some of my Nintendo stuff. Simply because, well, the Genesis is just a better, in my opinion, a more favorable console for me. Because it's a console I can go back and say, yeah, I remember this game because I used to play it on Sega Channel, or I used to get this game from my old local rental store. I'll name a couple. Starlight Video. That was the first one I went to. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. I'm not sure, but I remember the exact games that I know this is going off in a tangent, but I just want to get this out of the way first. Yeah. Just trying to remember. I can name off, I think, 4 main games that I used to rent. Just give me 1 second and I'll pull them out. I know exactly which ones they are. And then another one is, well, Starlight Video. I used to rent, the games that I used to rent the most there were these two. Road Rash and Game Ground. Those were the 2 games I used to rent there the most. And I remember we used to rent this game too, Splatterhouse 3. You know, just games like that is what made that store special to me. And another rental store that actually just went out of business not too long ago. I haven't been there in years, but back when they used to rent like the older video game stuff, Film Fest Video up in my town of Girard. I used to go there and rent games. The number 1 game that I used to rent there all the freaking time was this one, Beavis and Butthead. So those 2 rental stores were my favorites, and I just remember the old days of just renting. Another game from Starlight Video that I used to rent, we actually rented it like once or twice, was Lethal Enforcers, and then its sequel, where did I put, right here, Lethal Enforcers 2. I remember seeing this big long box in there. I'm like, that's so cool. So, anyway, back to what I was doing. Like I said, McFly, I bought this game off him. He had it. He actually had it a couple times in his store, and I missed out. But this time, I'm like, I'm not gonna miss out this time. I'm gonna get it, and then, in my opinion, it's all downhill from pretty much from here. I mean, there's maybe a couple more games that I need to get that are really expensive. Just to name a few. Action 52, I know, has been going up. Mega Turrican, The Death and Return of Superman, I still need that one. El Viento, and then a lot of the renovation games I need. I don't have Exile, I don't have Vapor Trail, I don't have, what are the other ones? Whip Rush, I don't have Final Zone. All those really good renovation titles. I got a lot of them, but I don't have the rest of them. I'd like to get the rest of them. I'd like to get, actually, I'm thinking about getting it shortly here, Batman the video game, the first one. Just because that soundtrack, that first Gotham Street song, has been stuck in my head for the past couple months now. And it's ridiculous. Like, I played it on my EverDrive, of course, but I want to actually get the game. I'm actually getting to the point where I stopped when I got this, but I actually want to, finish what I started, But anyway, let's open up the package. Enough rambling on for 10 minutes. I know you guys are bored already. Anyway, I'm gonna open up this package. So cool. So glad I got this today. I was looking forward to this pretty much all day long. So. Let's see here. Is there a note or anything? Or is it just the... Alright, this is just the order invoice that I got. Alright. Wow. It's so cool. You guys have no idea how cool just seeing this. Okay. See if there's anything else. There's nothing else in there. Okay. Guys, I'm going to take it out of this. He actually gave me the plastic case for it, which is really, really cool. And I'm going to keep it in there as soon as I'm done, because this game cost me quite a bit. I present to you the one, the only Crusader of Senti, with a nice mint label, as you can see. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid because you guys don't need to know. You guys, if you're a Genesis collector, you know how much this game goes for. Okay, it's pricey. I'll just leave it at that. And you gave me a little nice game cartridge plastic case. I'm definitely going to be keeping it in this, because yeah. And another thing I'd like to go on, just throwing it out there, for my collection, I don't know if I said this in the past, but I'm going to bring it up again. There are some games that I don't count for the official Genesis library. Some will, I don't, because in my opinion, they came out after the US system. So, in my opinion, you can get them if you want, but for me, I'm not going to worry about it because the price on them went up dramatically. So the games I'm referring to are Beggar Prince, Pierre Solar, Arcus Odyssey. Those games didn't technically come out over here. They came out in, I think, Europe and overseas. They didn't technically come out over here. And then I keep hearing about they were some of them were the last commercially licensed games released for the Genesis. In my opinion, it's not. How can it be technically commercially released if I couldn't walk into, like, say, a Walmart or like a GameStop at that time? Because that's when I think they were liquidating their games around 2006, 2007, somewhere around there. I could be wrong on that, but how is it technically commercially licensed if the only way you can buy it was online? I just want that answered, if that's preferably possible. I can understand because they ported it over here, but technically wouldn't that be a homebrew? Almost? Kind of like how Mega Man The Wily Wars, yeah, it eventually came over here, but it came over here as a repro. Somebody reproed it from the ROM and sold it over here. And you can find that game for like $30. But for something like Beggar Prince, Pure Solar, and all those other ones, those ones are still like up in the hundreds of dollar range, and I don't understand why. I mean, I understand the limited run and whatnot, but wouldn't they make more if you can make repros of them? Just saying. Like, if someone can make a repro of like Beggar Prince and all them and charge like $30 for them instead, just out of curiosity. I mean, I'm not trying to say, it's, but whatever. Anyway, that's end of the rant, end of the video. I'm glad you listened for almost 15 minutes of me rambling on. I just wanted to make this video last. I didn't want to be like, hey, look what I got, and be done with it. But I just want to let you know where I'm at. I'm still working on this. This game right here marks 320 now. I'm at 320 for Genesis. This is the big one that's out of the way now. This one, these two are now out of the way. It's all, in my opinion, it's all downhill from there. Because after that, like I said before, Action 52, Mega Turrican, El Viento, those are like some of the higher end ones. Death and Return of Superman, Master of Monsters, that one's kind of, I can still get that one for like 30. Bible Advent, I still need a lot of the Wisdom Tree games, like Exodus, Spiritual Warfare, and Bible Adventures. I have Joshua, the Battle of Jericho. I need those 3. And then, I don't know, some of the oddball Codemasters ones, like, I don't have any of, like, the Cosmic Space Head or Fantastic Dizzy or any of those. I do have Micro Machines. But, yeah, I still need Sagaia. I still need, like, Trazia. I still need, like, Sorcerer's Kingdom. I think that was the next tie-in one as well. I almost forgot that one. So, anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for checking in. I'm doing fine. Like I said, going to be saving up some money. Going to be working on this again soon. So,